Hello, I'm Paula López Arce, and I'm the Head of Research and Development and Innovation of Maple R&D. And in this section, I will explain what is the Building Moisture Index Diagnostic Monitoring System. So condensation and mold are the result of a trigger causal factor of having high moisture production in the properties due to day-to-day life activities. Plus, also the UK has an old housing stock that if it is not well heated or ventilated can lead to these problems. Also, the government insulation strategy, when making the homes more airtight, if damp control measures are not taken, this can lead to also increase of condensation and mold problems. But the problem is like the current diagnostic tools to identify the root cause of the problem don't really identify or quantify and report the cause of this. So there are no protocols. These are mainly based on snapshots using single parameters. So there is no global assessment. It can be also quite imprecise and subjective and can be also quite expensive and time consuming. So this was the reason why we wanted to go further with moisture diagnostics to support building surveys by developing a rapid but standard and accurate diagnostic assessment by monitoring and processing environmental data in order to identify, to quantify, and to report the levels and severity of atmospheric and surface moisture, and to determine the root cause of the problem of moisture imbalance leading to surface condensation and mold growth. So we wanted to develop a holistic approach, but at the same time being simple and affordable, impartial, but based on objective evidence, and also based on science. So we create what we name Building Moisture Index Diagnostic System in partnership with the University College London and Innovate UK. So this is mainly, or one of the parts is a protocol. So it's how to perform environmental monitoring in a property by using data loggers. So we use three main data loggers, like a surface temperature indoors, and then two loggers recording ambient air temperature and humidity indoors and outdoors every 30 minutes and 2 weeks. But this is BMI is also a method, a holistic and quantitative assessment, not using just average values, but it's also using weighted data ranges to assess the severity and likelihood of critical parameters leading to the problem of condensation and mold. So from raw parameters gathered by the sensors, temperature, surface temperature, and RH, the method calculates other environmental parameters like water activity, temperature factor, vapor pressure excess, and then it establishes links that determine the causal factors leading to condensation and mold. That could be poor thermal envelope performance on the measured area, inadequate heating regime, or insufficient ventilation. And then the method identify and quantify the severity of the problem leading to moisture imbalance. So we wanted to go further and we developed a computer program to report these results. So this is a software that processes data from the sensors, Excel files, and generate PDFs with the results of the as reports. And this is an example, a case study of dwelling with condensation and mold, where we can see how the data falls in an area of risk of mold growth and a very high moisture imbalance of 4.8 out of 6. So if we compare to a property where this is not a problem or it has been rectified, we have a very low moisture imbalance of 1.3 out of 6 and no risk of having mold growth. So we can see the difference, how the data moves from an area of risk to an area, a safe area of this issue. And this is another example of a semi-terrace bungalow from the 70s with one occupant, brick cavity walls, and one intermittent extract fan in the kitchen and the bathroom that was not working. And the bathroom was suffering with surface condensation and mold. So the data shows after applying the BMI system, a very high moisture imbalance of 4.5 out of 6. And then after changing this intermittent extract fan and installing mechanical ventilation continuously running with a humidistat, we can see how the values goes from very high to low moisture imbalance of 2.2 out of 6. So here is the data where we can see before applying the new ventilation system, how the data falls in an area of mold growth and trapped moisture, and all the values of indoor RH, vapor pressure excess, and water activity show high values, and as a whole, a very high moisture imbalance that is rectified after improving the ventilation. So we can see how the data moves from risk areas to areas safe of mold growth. And the data, these average values, is showing how they decrease their amounts. So this is important because finally we are able to find a diagnostic tool that is able to quantify problems, that is useful to evaluate better solutions and eventually improve housing quality, but also saving working time and money by reducing costly disrepair claims and allowing better investment in housing. And also by reporting evidence, we can have credit of the improvements that we do following the Fitness Human Habitation Act or Decent Homes Standard. So we can find better direct repairs and better quality of buildings, and then also improve the living conditions and also customer satisfaction. So just as a summary, the BMI diagnostic system is a system that monitors, allows also processing, assessing, and reporting environmental data, and allows an objective quantification of atmospheric and surface moisture, both, identifies and quantifies the severity of the moisture imbalance, condensation, and mold. It provides a standard way and a reliable technical method and interpretation of data. And finally, and no less important, it allows better indoor air quality and healthier moisture balanced living environments. And if you have any questions, please you can write me to this email address or give me a call, and I will be there to answer any questions. Thank you.